get ready to live fearlessly free with Heather Bunch.
Are you craving community? Now, community, it's kind of a buzzword right now. But what is it? Why do we need it? And how can we be a part of it? So here's the thing. We were not meant to do life by ourselves. We can even see this in the Bible. In Acts 2:46-47, and day by day, continuing steadfastly with one accord in the temple and breaking bread at home, they took their food with gladness and singleness of heart, praising God and having favor with all the people. And the Lord added to them day by day those who were being saved. The early church, they lived in community. Jesus lived in community. He had his 72, and then he had his 12 disciples. He even had his 3 inner circle, Peter, James, and John. And there were even others that followed Jesus, including women who supported Jesus and his ministry. Now, in the digital culture, we can be connected, yet we still feel alone. Now more than ever, we need community. A community, it's a group of people with like interests or heritage. Now, it's a place for you to be yourself, to be unconditionally loved, to contribute your gifts and talents, and to learn from one another.
I'll have to make some adjustments to my film. Jeff, I think you should play the role of my father.
I don't want to be your father.
It's perfect, you already know your lines.
Ecclesiastes 4:9-10 says, Two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them. Community, it's a place where we love one another just as they are. Yet, we love them enough not to let them stay there. Now, no community can feel scary, and it's unknown, and you could feel exposed. You could get hurt. What if you don't fit in? What if they see the real you and then they don't like what they see? I've felt the same way for decades. I was hurt by my closest group of friends when I was younger. And that baggage created a deep-seated fear that kept me from enjoying a community. I was too afraid to show up and be my real self for fear of being rejected again. No, you know what? I had friends. I had lots of acquaintances. I had people I could chat with. But I would only let them in so far. I would only go so deep. And you know what? I felt lonely, all the time. I craved true community. It may be safer to be on our own, but in reality, you know what? We are stronger together than we are by ourselves. In John, it says, I'm giving you a new commandment, that you love one another just as I have loved you. So you too are to love one another. And by this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you have love and unselfish concern for one another. So how can we enjoy community, even if we've been burned before? It's about openness. Openness created through vulnerability. Community is created through openness. And when we're brave enough to be vulnerable, we are also going to help others feel safe enough to do the same. Now that I've learned to be vulnerable, God has given me a community that I feel loved unconditionally. And I can love them unconditionally. And not only that, I get to be my real self. And I'm applauded for being me instead of being rejected. There is incredible freedom in being able to be yourself. And it is way more fun. And I get to use my gifts to help others too. In 1 Peter 4:10, it says, God has given each of you a gift. Use it to help each other. And this shows God's loving favor. Ecclesiastes 4:12. And though one can overpower him who is alone, two can resist him. And a cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. If you are craving community, don't give up. Keep looking, keep trying, keep being open. You might find your community at church. You might find your community among a group of similar interests, like I did. The important thing is that you find community. It's time to embrace community. Embrace the gift that we are to each other and watch how we flourish. Now, I'm going to leave you with a quote from Jim Rohn. I love him. Each of us needs all of us, and all of us needs each of us. So until next time, live fearlessly free.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Me llamo T-Bone, la araña discoteca.
Discoteca, muñeca, la biblioteca. Es un bigote grande, pero manteca.
Manteca, bigote, gigante, pequeño. Cabeza es nieve, cerveza es bueno.
Buenos días, me gustas papas frías. Bigote de la cabra, es Cameron Díaz. Yeah, boy, boy.
Yeah.
What?